Today is May 16th and 17th for all you early morning listeners. It's Paolo.
I'm Foy.
And we're listening to episode, we believe it's 49.
So we're that worthless we can't even remember what episode number we're on.
I went with titles. Do you want to go by title? Like, scroll and see it. We're almost at 50. 50 is kind of monumental.
Yeah. So
we have to do something big for 50.
Not to mention your lovely wife, Elise.
Elise is here.
In the dungeon today.
I'm here in the background today.
I have to change some things. So what is the most pain you've had ever, though, electrically?
Electrically?
Yeah. Have you ever been shocked? Did you ever stick anything in a socket?
No, I've been hit by a horse fence, like an electrified.
Did you pee on it or you touched it?
I touched it.
Well, was it accidental or was it a bet like this?
Well, not on purpose, but
okay.
I was trying to go over it without touching it because I wasn't near a gate to where I could.
You had to get through.
I had to get through.
And it was like a mile of fence, or charge it. So what's the warning say? Is that 1,000 volts?
Oh, I don't even know.
Do you know the voltage?
I was like 10. It hurt so fucking bad.
Oh, dude.
Like right
You're
on
so
the
uncoordinated.
Inside thigh.
Oh, it's like where you don't want to get hit and butts up.
Oh, seriously.
Dude, I went to the gym today and I did bench, and we did spring football started at Santa Ynez, and we're coaching O-line, and we're doing a drill, and Tony's doing a drill, and I'm like, Tony, you don't need to get hit in the chest. So we're doing I'm playing O-line or tackle. I'm just taking a step, and the guys have to shoot their hands. My fucking chest is so sore, and I was doing bench today, and every time, because I touch, I'm not Sean, I don't have short arms.
And our arms are the exact same fucking length.
Yeah, but I'm not barrel chested. Thank you. I know. But dude, every time the bar came down, I was like, oh my God. I was like, why does my chest hurt so much? I haven't done a push up or chest in months.
Oh, you forgot that the Dane wrecked you?
Dude, I was wrecked by other people. The Dane has soft hands.
Yeah, he's got little hands.
He didn't hit me.
For a big guy, he's got little hands.
Yeah, I saw a fucking 6'5" guy today, and I swear he has size 9.5 shoes on. And I that's the weirdest thing to me.
Oh yeah, you're getting made fun of for that for sure.
But yeah, spring football in Santa Ynez, pretty exciting, dude. It's exciting. I don't care if your team looks good or bad. I've been on both. Spring football is just fun.
It's the start of some familiarity.
Dude, you almost said a word in Spanish, I think.
Did I? Familiarity?
You sounded like you spoke like broken English. I know, huh? But no, familiarity is fun, dude.
Yeah.
It really brings me back to like something I miss, and it almost brings me back home.
Well, it's like it's been 6 months. Our last game was in November. And here we are in the middle of May. Shit, school's out in 2 weeks for the high school.
No, isn't that that's the worst thing? It's like all these kids are going to graduate. These kids are going to change grades. New kids are driving.
Yeah, then you got the underclassmen moving up to be the upperclassmen. Then you get a whole new batch of freshmen in, and it's just a cycle the continuous cycle, and that's what's great about the high school.
Yeah, so we've done 2 days of offense, 2 days of defense. Coaching O-line's been fun. It's been like we've done it the same amount of years.
Yeah,
I mean, we both started last year.
Are you actually coaching them?
I got 2 that are on varsity next year, and I know they were above, and we all knew them coming in. But it's not like they're doing little things. There's a lot of right things they're doing.
Yeah, they look good.
That's what I'm saying. Like we were very young on my own line last year, and the kids are looking.
Your
okay.
entire team was pretty young last year.
Pretty young, and it was
had
tough.
Like 26 freshmen.
Oh yeah, but it's fun, and I always like seeing what's fun about spring too. Is like there's been a lot of kids in our programs, small school, where this is where you get to see the kids who had a decent freshman year, or a freshman year maybe you didn't recognize, and they get to really show what they have and get a chance to move on up. We have a kid on our coaching staff this year who was a great example of that. Tippy.
Yeah.
Young Tippy, dude, had a great spring after his freshman year.
He's big Tippy.
I know. He is big Tippy.
Yeah.
He's potentially he's coaching his brother this year.
Yeah. Well, my thing with spring is I like to see where our returners are at, how much they've retained from the previous season.
And this is hard because your returners aren't guys who got a lot of PT because it was such a big class last year.
Yeah, we return a lot of players, a lot of guys that saw reps, like significant reps, but not necessarily starters. But what I really look forward to in spring is you get the new kids out, the kids that haven't
New
played
kids,
football
they get a
before.
chance.
See, I'm always, to see if there's that diamond in the rough kid, the kid that always wanted to play football but never really didn't.
Dude, there's a lot of kids in our program who are 1 or 2 year football players.
Yeah.
Forget just 4 year, like, oh, I never played YFL. There's kids who play 1 or 2 years, 3 years, and make huge impacts.
Exactly. It's like you'll get a kid that comes out as a senior, and it's like, man, if you would have been here for a couple of years, you'd have been really good. I mean, so like
we're grateful for how long you played, but
it's like, man, where were you for the last 2 years?
Like, is our kid Juan playing junior college football?
Yeah, I think he's playing at Hancock.
It's the move for our kids. It's crazy. I thought City College would be a lot more, but a lot of kids gravitate to Hancock more. Like, if you were to graduate now, would you go to Hancock or City?
I'd still go to City.
I know. I see Hancock.
Better football team right now?
Overall record career-wise, Hancock probably has better records and better pros.
Hancock has murdered City.
Oh, as far as playing each other. But I'm even talking about just kids transferring out and pro athletes.
Hancock gets way more kids out than City.
But I will give it to Hancock using Santa Barbara in their promotional, like, trifold
back in
pamphlets to give. Yes, they would take pictures of City College. Look at the beach. Come to Hancock.
Kids from the East Coast
and kids from Chicago, Baltimore, Florida. There's tons. Well, there was a kid. Was it Artest?
Cameron Artist Payne.
Artist Payne. He played at his brother played at Hancock even for a little bit there. But yeah, he went to Auburn and played with Cam Newton, won a national championship. And I think is he still in the league?
He's on the Panthers, I think. I think he's still on the Panthers.
Yeah. And who else is who's a big alum from Hancock? John Madden coached there.
Yeah.
So that's like,
does it get any bigger?
Yeah, like, do we need to mention anyone else?
No, you really don't.
But who else would be mentioned? Is there one other guy? I think I said the top 2, right? That's it.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Cameron Artist Payne.
There you go.
Boom. So this might get some recall. People are going to be like, well, we do have to mention, one guy played at Chico, Chico State.
Yeah.
And that was
football team.
Yeah, their last football, played on the last Chico State football team. Pretty solid. So, but that's that. That's the most props I've probably ever given Hancock.
Yeah.
Oh, that did not feel right.
Because we're Vax.
Whew, Vax are back, baby.
Vax.
Woo, 2002.
We were good.
Solid team. But yeah, you know what sucked about me not playing the second year junior college? I never really got the spring football in college. How was spring football in JC for you?
It sucked. It sucked ass.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't fun at all.
Well, I think I was there. I was just lifting, right? And we took flag football.
We did flag football together.
No, that was a team thing. But no, the class we had to take that was football was flag football.
Yeah.
Like
There's a class called flag football.
Oh, babe, I took TV in junior college.
I took offshore. There was offshore fishing.
There was. No, was there underwater bowling?
That makes
I
sense
think there
on the beach, but bowling as a class, really?
There was underwater bowling. I took TV. I literally took TV.
I actually took real classes.
Well, that's what happened to me. That's why I didn't play my second year. They're like, no. I was like,
fake classes?
Yes. I took stupid classes, and they're like, what? I was like, I passed them all.
So why didn't you play your sophomore?
I wasn't passing. I wasn't like eligible. I had to do like, I was working. And then it was just like
Do you regret not playing your second year?
No, because I'm here now.
Dude,
I don't think
we sucked.
I regret more my high school mistakes. I think I would have cleaned those up I to be honest, even though playing at City, I could have played local. If I played at Gavilan, I would have crushed. San Jose City, crushed. But I probably wouldn't have gone. I would have gone to Foothill, or I would have gone to. I wouldn't have gone to Butte. I have a friend that went to Butte, but I wouldn't have gone to Butte. But I would have gone to a better school. Foothill was good. De Anza was okay. But I didn't even know. That was a thing. That's what I'm saying. The regret I have in high school wasn't that I didn't play that much. Is that I didn't know the game. That's why I started coaching. It's like I just barely figured out the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh,
so
light
what's your
bulb.
excuse now?
Why I don't know the game? Because they moved me over. Dude, I've coached everything now officially. After last year, I was like, oh, I've coached everything.
You're a Swiss Army knife.
Dude, it's been it's a blessing and a freaking curse.
I know you haven't been the get back coach yet.
I've hired get back coaches.
Yeah,
Dude, they're valuable. Look, like I said, the Rams have freaking
That's essentially my job.
But no, Sean, you see, you're also a Swiss Army knife. Get back. You do that
I have
for
to
our
pull the
guy.
coach back.
You pull the coach back like a champ, and like
I
you don't
did
do it
that
bad. You actually grab the belt loop.
I grab his belt and I pull him backwards.
Like you're in there, and the timing is good. Well, you have to keep your eyes on the ref. I don't know how some people, like, I don't know if you're that angry or into the game, but you're blind to the ref.
Just completely.
And
oblivious.
I'm like, I see them all the time.
I know where they're at
all the time.
Even when I'm running down the side.
Dude, I don't know what it's crazy, but people see red or they just focus so much that you don't see the refs. But I am a shit talking. You know why I see the refs? Because I'm going to shit talk them. I think I mentioned Wally Funk before in Shaky Pizza, but that was like, he would say that because he like, right when he was about to like, you would say something fucked up, he'd say like Shaky Pizza, and I'll be like, what the hell is that? But I'll take it to that moment. And sideline refs are sons of bitches because they're always new. Or they're old and they can't move, and they're just there because they move better than the middle guy.
Yeah, the back judge and the head umpire.
The middle guy's always the same, though. Right? I've seen the same guy for like 4 years.
There's two middle guys. There's two field judges and for JV games, and then for varsity football games in our area, they've all decided upon 7-man mechanics. That's how they use basketball. In the NBA uses 3, which is pretty cool. But you always have to learn different games, different mechanics, because all those referees coach different sports in high school.
Yeah,
you know, the basketball, wrestling referees, but in football, so how is the varsity football with 7-man mechanics lined up? You have
you have two side judges on either side. You got a head linesman. You have a back judge, and then you have the white hat.
Right. And it's crazy how do you see them in certain special teams plays and certain scenarios. And, you know, what's crazy is how they asked that question. I don't know if it was your game or my game, but it was like a 4th down. And I told the guy, I was like, we're running a fake punt. Right? I told the ref that. Right? And he still went deep. And so when we ran a sweep and they didn't have the yard marker where we ran out of bounds to get the fake, I was like, I told you. We're running a fake, and they didn't give it to us. And I was like, maybe they did. We got it, or maybe we didn't get it. But I was shit talking anyway because he had the wrong mechanics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I have to get you on that.
I think he has to go back.
But that's what he told me. He has to because we lined up in a punt formation.
Yeah,
and but that's why the varsity guys wear a headphone. That could be a tell. Hey, guess what? Don't line up like that. Don't. So that's something I'm petitioning for that, and I want to make a rule change.
Good luck.
Why not? Any kind of if you notify a referee a play in advance, if you have communication, the varsity refs do, to make sure that you don't configure to that formation that they're actually going to run a play from scrimmage.
All right, so just hear me out before you give me your rebuttal.
Okay.
If I'm an opposing coach and I know that's a rule,
right? I told you it's a tell. It's a tell, but you gotta know it. It's got to be that fast.
That's not.
You think you think there's a coach? I know there's a staff in time. You call the timeout. Cool. Okay. But you watch it. You just wasted a timeout in the end of the 3rd quarter.
No, but that's something you pick up on film. It's like, oh, dude, these guys. Just look for the ref. If the
Sean,
ref
you're going to use a fake punt twice a year.
If the ref doesn't go back, it's a fake.
You do it one in preseason, one in regular league game. Boom. You know that's how.
I'm the special teams coordinator. You should see all the fakes in my fucking playbook. We've run one.
Exactly.
And it's always the same one.
Dude, with our offense last couple of years, you don't need a random fake. You just run one more offensive play.
Yeah.
It's like the Warriors and just like, hey, keep on taking threes.
Yeah.
We'll just keep on running offensive plays. That's what I'm sad about the AFL. What was the league name? Just keep on running plays. That was their scenario, you know. Yeah. No special teams, just run plays. And that was what's valuable, you know. And there's that team in Texas I always talk about. They never used this. They never punted. If it was 4th and long and they're on their goal line, they're running a play. They always went for 2. They played money ball.
Yeah, like the numbers support that. It's weird that you would think that it wouldn't.
But you have to have guys. The Warriors game,
you gotta
shooting threes wouldn't work if you got guys who can't shoot.
Yeah, You got to have studs.
Yeah. So the Warriors 2-0 against the Blazers.
Yeah, let's segue it right into the NBA.
Yeah,
playoffs.
NBA playoffs.
My favorite sport ever, the
Dude,
NBA.
people could tell that you hate it, and I was like, oh, I was really impressed with last episode with you, and you talked about basketball.
It's not that I don't know basketball.
No, I know, and I was like, but people look at you, they're like, Sean obviously hates basketball. You love hoops, bro. We've played more hoops together almost than we played football.
Yeah, I do love hoops. I love playing hoops.
I love playing hoops.
Like watching it's a little different story. I love watching March Madness.
March Madness is fun.
Like
but
NBA playoffs is a little different. I don't mind it as much.
Basketball sucks to watch in summer when you're a football guy.
Oh, totally.
But but we always respect those. It's the second coolest sport to me. I know baseball's out there and soccer's out there, but like football players and hoopers, we could hang out.
Yeah. So tonight's game,
Warriors Blazers game 2.
Game 2, like
we caught it late.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
We
early.
had practice and we saw the best part of the game, the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Warriors
were down
So
15
I'm like 5.5 minutes. I've been telling Elise for like last year and a half, and it kind of gets to her sometimes because we only watched it in playoff time. I'm like, she'll be like, "Oh, game's done," with like 4 minutes left. I'm like,
not
like there's still a half hour left. I always say there's a half hour left still of hoops, And if you played hoops, I'm sure there's a coach who said that, or if you just watched basketball in the 90s, because freaking
timeouts, fouls, stoppages.
Oh yeah, it's a minute. So, but yeah, we caught them. They were like 8 down when I saw them with 5.5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, we're like, oh, there's an eternity left.
Yeah, and so, but what
I didn't say it today.
You saw all the
I said it the first game.
All right, do we bring up the game? Let's knock out the game first, and we'll talk about the scenarios around it.
Okay.
First off, you called it from the beginning. They're like, if the Warriors come back and win this, you said it's a sweep, and they're already champs.
Yeah.
And we already knew they're champs, but you're calling sweep. 2 games in Portland. So CJ McCollum was looking pretty okay.
Seth Curry played pretty good.
So, they had decent
Lillard
numbers.
Played good. But it's not enough. I mean, they're not good enough as a whole to beat the Warriors.
They had a 15-point lead at halftime. That's what the numbers they were showing on ESPN right after.
Yeah.
They're 15-1 with that in the playoffs, and the Warriors put that one up this time, and it's kind of sad to see, but it's like that's how impressive this team is.
So here's the thing: everybody was worried that KD went out for game
Right.
1 and 2, and he's out 3 and 4. But here's the thing: this is a Warriors team that won 2 titles without KD.
And
It's the same team.
Yeah,
It's
and went to and went to
Yeah.
They won 2. They won 1. Oh wait, yeah. Anyways, the big thing is they got KD to beat LeBron,
Yeah.
and LeBron's not there. This is the same team, and we saw that last game, game 1,
Yeah.
when he went out, and they instantly. It took no time, no hesitation.
They went
and
right back to who they were.
And they were awesome. And you know what was great about that? I think it translated into the last 5 minutes of this game, the part that I saw, because we were talking about were they outcoached? But the Blazers were so bad in game 1 at defending the 3 that I think they tried to recover for it today. And you would see them. It looked like when Kobe used to play and he'd do the ISO thing.
Yeah.
With his freaking 2 guns. Everyone would pull back and Kobe would one-on-one the guy. Well, what would they do today? Everyone pulled back to guard all the shooters, which weren't. Like, I wouldn't pull back on Looney. I wouldn't pull back on Draymond. Or Iggy was in it still.
I'll let Draymond shoot all day outside.
Iggy, I still let him too. And Looney's not shooting. You got because it was only Steph and Steph and Clay. But everyone pulled out. And they would run. It looked like the Utah Jazz, bro.
It's like high pick and roll.
It looked high pick and roll, and it was like it looked like good JV basketball.
Fundamental basketball.
I was like, these Blazers look stupid as fuck.
Oh, it was bad.
And so they came back layups and alley oops, like going to the hole.
Yeah.
It was like pickup basketball.
It was awesome to see.
Yeah.
It's not this ISO James Harden hold the ball for 29 seconds and shoot with a second left.
And then they showed the stats for most 30-point games in the playoffs. LeBron had plus 100.
110.
And then our other 2 guys, Clay and Steph, were like
No.
plus 30.
KD's at 68 or something.
Uh-huh.
And then Steph is at 35.
35 and 33 or
James
something.
James Harden's at 34.
Well, Clay was there too.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't? Okay. It was KD and Steph. Okay. But I bet you, I'd like to see Clay's numbers. He's got to be plus 20.
No way. No fucking way.
Plus 20?
No. 30-point games? You're out of your
No.
mind. That was
20-point games.
No, it was 30 point.
I know, but I'm saying 20-point games. He's got at least.
So you're talking
He's got
about
at least.
totally different records.
No, I'm saying he's got at least 33, the same number of 20-point games. He's
Maybe.
25 even still.
No.
I could raise it up, dude. We're talking. He's come through. So let's talk about the last 5 minutes too. If this will translate into the future, because if they're playing the way they are right now with KD, it's very reminiscent of the first couple of years. In the first couple of years, guess who was the MVP? The playoff MVP.
Steph.
No, it wasn't Steph. It was Andre Iguodala. Those steals he had, and he was on those pick and rolls. He looked great in the last 5 minutes, and he took like he went to the ground.
Arguably one of the best 6 men of all time.
Oh my! If not, it might become the Andre Iguodala 6-man award.
I mean, because he's not a starter in Golden State anymore. He was the man in Philly.
He wrote. I don't know if he started today because again we're at practice, but like he should have. I don't see why not. And we were talking about like how old is he? He's our age. He's 30, 35, 36. I think
he's been in the league since at least 04, 05, something like that.
How old are most basketball players?
Well, right now,
27?
mid-20s.
yeah. But there's a handful of older guys.
Yeah.
But this is,
He was a league MVP back in Philly.
Once Allen Iverson left, he was the second AI.
He was the second coming.
And he was supposed to take over Philadelphia, and he did pretty good.
He did a good job
pretty
with nothing.
good. But when we were talking about it, was it his skill set or whatever? I think it was a blessing. He came to the Warriors both ways.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they win. They lose games.
They don't win with him.
No.
Without him. But he's probably not in the league if he's not on the Warriors.
Right. He's maybe Japan or Europe. He could be someone. He could be
Stephon Marbury.
He could be that's at the worst case scenario. I think he's at least Vince Carter, where you're like, oh, you see him in the playoffs. You're like, oh, he's still playing. He's playing like with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not the same guy, but
not the same guy. He's there. Did Vince play this year?
I think so. Pretty sure he did.
We said goodbye to Nowitzki and we said goodbye to Dwayne Wade. Did you see that picture of Dwayne Wade? And it probably happened earlier in the year where he's like falling into the crowd and it's who's the singer and model and she's on lip sync? John Legend.
Oh, Chrissy Teigen.
Dude, there's a picture of Dwayne Wade falling into the crowd and he's landing on Chrissy Teigen. Her drinks everywhere. Her face is fucked up. And fucking John Legend's the same way. He's looks like a crash test dummy. And
I follow her on Instagram and someone...
Chrissy Teigen?
Yeah. And someone printed it and framed it for her and sent it to her.
Oh, so you saw the picture too?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen it, Sean?
No.
It's pretty funny.
It's cute.
Yeah, so maybe they're friends though, and it's fake.
Yeah,
that's
totally
like
fake.
it looks produced. You know what I don't like that's produced, and the commercial's funny. Damian Lillard and his green shoes, the Hulu shoes.
I don't even pay attention.
I always see it in the game. Like I saw the commercial, and I was like, okay, and then I was like, the shoes actually say selling on them. Because they're paying him for money, and he's like, it's kind of a funny commercial.
Yeah.
And then you see it, and you're like, and you know what? Now I see why the NBA had like the band rules with what colors you could wear on your shoes and stuff. Because I don't want to see Damian Lillard in fucking lime green Hulu.
Somebody was wearing lime green shoes today.
That was Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
He had,
he probably gets fined for that.
He probably gets fined, but they're paying him a ton.
Coordinate with the outfit.
So those are the rules. Even in the NFL, you're not allowed to, or you take a fine. So when they have like pink shoes, the NFL allows it. It's a whole league.
Yeah.
It's even like even with us when we wear our pink socks, it's like the whole team wears the pink socks. And that's how it should be. Yeah. But Damian Lillard is like wearing lime green when he's a black and red squad.
Looks terrible.
It looks terrible, and it doesn't. It takes you away from the intensity of the game. I think it's one little thing. Hulu should respect him and make a black and red shoe and have a small lime green Hulu on it. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
I'd rather have that than freaking seeing him in his fluorescent greens, looking like he's on fire in NBA Jam's video game thing.
Yeah. But
yeah,
back to the series. This reminds me a lot of the Portland series. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
where they got swept.
CJ McCollum. Oh yeah, but they were good. That was the craziest sweep.
They handled them.
Yeah,
but 3 years ago is when it took them 7 games.
They
6 or 7. It went 6 or 7.
Right,
and it was just nonstop
battle
back and forth.
Oh, it was insane. And it was like the Warriors that haven't won game. It was maybe the first year they won.
Could have been.
I forget, but they played some tough games that first. They played a tough. Oh, there goes Donaker.
Donaker's pissed.
Yeah,
Must be awesome.
New Orleans was a tough series.
Yeah.
We played New Orleans. We played the Blaze. That's when the West was just like, oh my god.
The West is still like that.
Yeah, but San Antonio was on the top. The Warriors weren't the number 1 seed that first year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it reminds me of that team. But and this is what a lot of people are saying about the Blazers as far as game 1 and being lazy on defense, and that's where they're staying in the paint and letting the Warriors take the 3-point. They just finished a 7-game series.
Yeah,
and that it took 48 hours, and they had to play game 1 against the Warriors in the Oracle.
Yeah.
So I know it's tough.
So here's the thing: it's like, how do you defend Golden State?
You have to man up and hustle all day and switch. Keep on switching. Different guys on different guys the whole time. What they do. Yeah,
because you can't take one thing away. You know, if you go out there like, oh, we're going to take the 3 away, they're going to beat you inside.
You gotta, get 2 or 3 guys that are going to be physical on Steph and Clay.
Yeah.
That hustle. Yeah. And you say, you know what? Take your shots when you can, but your main goal is to outwork these guys and beat them up. Yeah, not hard fouls. I want you get 3 fouls in the first half, you get 2 in the second. Use them.
Yeah.
And you let Damian fucking play. Like their big guy, I know he's fucking. And we're talking about it before. What's the Middle Eastern guy they have? There's their big guy, Rob Koresh, the big center for fucking Portland. Anyways, he's fasting for Ramadan. He's not eating or drinking. He hasn't eaten. No food, no water. He can't even have water.
Yeah.
And so he called freaking Hakeem Olajuwon. He used to do it too. Hakeem used to do it all the time for Ramadan. This guy's not eating. So 48 hours, 7-game series. And this guy's freaking guarding like Clay at some point and Draymond. And so the Portland Trailblazers are fatigued as shit. That's what happens when you should have won the series earlier.
Yeah. So
and they should have against Denver. They were projected to.
Yeah. They let Denver hang around a lot longer.
That's
they should have been. All right, so let's build off of the how you say Portland is exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like to me in Game 1 of the Raptors-Bucks series. Like,
dude,
the Raptors came out on fire.
How cool are these cities though right now? I kind of want to visit Toronto or Milwaukee.
Why?
Because Toronto's a cool city.
I'm sure. I'm
I know.
Yeah.
Well, Giannis, why not?
I kind of like the
and we can watch a baseball game. Yeah, it's like the Bucks. If you really look at all of the mascots in the NBA,
deer.
It's a freaking Sean. I'm surprised Sean doesn't have an elk sticker on his truck. Elk, you know what I mean? And all it's a buck. How many elks do we see every day on freaking?
We don't see elks. We see deer.
Well, I'm not saying live ones, but like on camo shirts and stickers on trucks.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like if you really ask the country guy or the camo wearer, the outdoorsman, if you took the names away and just put the logos of the teams, unless it is a word, I guarantee Bucks would be up there.
Yeah, probably.
It's cool. What would be the second or third for you? Don't pick a fan. Just think about it. Like that's a cool logo.
Cool logo.
You know what it is for me, and it's gone. I miss the Supersonics.
Yeah,
it is the first time you saw a skyline or what is it's called or a city. Yeah,
the skyline.
The skyline. Oh, it was the best one. The colors were green and gold. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
not the second one.
Yeah,
I always hate a basketball going through things, like the Hall of Fame logo. Have you seen the NBA Hall of Fame logo? It's the worst. It looks like a JV participation trophy.
So back to being fatigued.
Okay.
So watching that game, like the commentators, I think it was Reggie Miller. He was talking nonstop.
Is Mark Jackson not commentating this game?
I don't know.
I didn't even catch it because it was only the last 5 minutes. But if he's not, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
He's not. It's Van Gundy and Jackson. I guarantee.
So that game, like Raptors were leading like the whole way, big lead. But Kawhi, I want to say Kawhi played like 43 minutes of a possible 48. Just fucking smoked. The other kid, not DeRozan, but Lowry.
Oh, dude, Kyle Lowry is
He played like
He is working he is a playoff player.
Yeah.
I would take him on my squad. He is working really hard.
he played like 41 minutes.
Dude,
42
I
minutes.
like his game.
Meanwhile,
He doesn't look like an athlete at all.
yeah, he looks like a football player.
He does look like a football player.
Meanwhile, you got the Bucks who rested Giannis for he might have played 35 minutes.
You know what he reminds me of is Achilles from the movie Troy.
What?
Dude, they just call him up, get some rest, and he comes out of the tent and fucking becomes an animal. I even tried to tell you, Elise, yesterday. Remember when we were watching the game? We're like, watch Giannis. Yeah. She wasn't listening to me.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
She
put.
Basketball happens. I don't listen.
Dude, Elise has a big. Can we jump into Elise's thing?
All right. Well, we'll bypass the Bucks game.
Well, it's even the Bucks. It's all these games. Well, let's finish the Bucks game. Let's go.
Sure?
Dude. How they got in, the Raptors and the Bucks getting in. It's been the East is actually, and this is my fault for saying it earlier too. The Warrior, we always watch the West. The East has been fun to watch.
It's been fun to watch because they're all so close together. They're not like there's only a couple of good teams.
Right. There's not a LeBron just murdering his way through.
Yeah.
The East are fighting. Any team in the East can make it.
Every year it's the same thing. But you could tell that Toronto ran out of fucking gas. And they went ice cold. They scored 0 points in the last 3 minutes of that game and wound up losing by like 6.
But they also had a game 7. And so is that what you were trying to say with the fatigue thing?
No, they didn't do a good job of subbing their players.
Yeah.
They felt it was like because it was a tight game. Yeah, it was tight.
You know what? I don't think they have depth. There's a lot. Remember, that's how the Warriors won the first couple of seasons. Having a Andre. There's no depth in these teams in the East.
Yeah, it's like
they're worn out.
You got your starting 5 and maybe one guy.
Yeah. But you're lucky if you got one guy.
But you gotta find those minutes to get your guys rested, sitting on the bench, drinking some fluids, and just kind of.
Well, it's what's the one move they don't do that only the great teams have done that I trip on is like we're gonna take out LeBron with or they did it for Michael. Phil used to do it, and for Kobe, right before a quarter or a timeout when it's actual time sitting versus time not playing. Right? When the clock's running, he missed 5 minutes of the game. It's really like he got 3 minutes rest because the clock was running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when they call it right before a quarter, he's like, oh, I got a 15-minute break. They had a timeout.
It's the perfect time.
And there's only been 3 minutes of the game, really. The last 2 minutes of the quarter and the first 2 minutes of the other quarter, and and he got a 15-minute break. He's fresh as stink.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's crazy. But and you're seeing these coaches in the playoffs. They're fighters and everything. They get the team's riled up. But again, the Portland team today, you see out coaching happening all the time.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I want to see happen in the East. I think Giannis is a weapon in the. I guess if I want to see Giannis, I don't know why I don't want. I don't think the Canadian team should win the NBA championship.
They won't win,
and I know they won't win, but I don't want them to contest it.
Okay, but that should be like a 4-2 series. It'll go 6 because I think Toronto will steal a couple.
Yeah,
I mean,
they look very tired. They look very tired.
Yeah, so. They have a couple nights off, and we'll see how game 2 goes. They're still in Milwaukee, but it was good. So what's this big?
Elise moment. Okay, so since I've been with her, we've been just diehard Warrior fans. I make her buy Warrior gear. It's not she didn't really know, but she's been watching playoffs for the last 5 years, and this year she finally just had it, and she's like, and it was the Harden series last couple weeks. She hates watching these fouls and flops.
I can't do it. It's annoying. There's no point in watching basketball.
It's
all they do is try and foul each other or try to get fouled. It's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Or people flopping here and there.
It's
not fun to
watch. Is basketball as bad as soccer? No. If you watch NBA playoffs, can you deal watching European UEFA soccer?
Absolutely not.
It's getting there.
It's
potentially.
I got to admit that
James Harden's getting there.
No, James Harden's been there.
Yeah, it's horrible to watch.
I have to admit, that's what I like about the playoffs is the ticky-tack calls typically aren't called as much as they're in the regular season.
When the first time I heard like you got to let them play through it was in the last like 5 seconds of a basketball game. It was like you can't call a foul. The rule, like, remember that?
Yeah.
You can't call a foul in this scenario unless it's blatant.
Totally.
And people wouldn't say the blatant part because they would just there was blatant fouls and it would get that bad.
Yeah.
And people would go that hard. It's like at the end of a boxing match. You hear that and you want to see people swing for the fences. You know what I mean? But now people, that's what you would assume you would do and I would do. But we're not the person competing and we're not in there.
Yeah. And
you have these people kind of like backing off and flopping and shit. Like when
people try to get fouled for like that makes no sense to me.
Let
them play the game.
Yeah.
Well, it's and the first time I really saw soccer is a game I grew up with. Even I saw you're 1-on-1, a guy's maybe hip to hip with you, and you're running down, and it's you and the goalie pretty much. There's a guy on your hip, he's running with you, but that's an awesome opportunity.
You're in control.
It's a great opportunity. You're in control, and it's a highlight moment. And his first instinct, just because maybe he grazed, rubbing his racing bump, was to flop because you're in the paint or you're in the goal box or you're behind the 3-point line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, that guy sucks. I can't look at him the same anymore. It's almost a whole new impression of a person.
Well, it's like you have this opportunity to go out and do something like big, putting the team first,
Right.
But yet you're sitting
Great coaching point.
You're sitting there, oh, you fall down, he hit me, and you're sitting there whining like a bitch.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get bumped hard and it's really going to throw you off, I might throw an arm up. I'm going to, whoa, I really got jacked. And, I you got to be a little fanboy, but these guys are going down, like you said, ticky-tack.
Yeah.
It's for nothing.
Because the defender's just as scared. It's like a corner in football. I can't go that hard. It's going to be a penalty in real life. He's not that stupid to put the team. He's looking out for the team too. You know what I mean? And that's that's when you feel the worst. Is this guy doesn't go the hardest, could take a guy out. You know what I mean? And he doesn't because he doesn't want to get called a foul on, and the guy's flopping.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and he gets the call. Oh, I erupt, and that's when people start yelling at referees, and then the game just turns into soccer. Well, and it's just like, oh.
People are getting paid millions of dollars to foul people or to fake getting fouled.
No, they're not.
Or whatever.
Should I just hire an actor or a scorer?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
they're getting paid too much to go get fouled, to make free throws.
Well, they're supposed to be fouled to be like, scorers and defenders, and they're not. And that's not what's happening. I always like, when you have a football coach and he's like, hey, I forget who was the first one I heard him, but those guys get paid millions of dollars to catch the ball. If you're a quarterback, throw it to him. We don't need you to run, kid. I forget who that was. It was probably Gruden on his quarterback camp.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. It's like you're paid to score goals or make buckets or score touchdowns. And, have we seen flopping in football?
You get flagged in football for that.
Right.
Like, if you flop, you're going to get a flag thrown.
Why can't, And I think it should be reviewable.
Yeah, that's probably.
So Paolo's going to put in a petition for reviewable flops for my wife.
Thank you.
I want her to enjoy basketball. Right? And I'm also putting in for, what was it earlier?
The referee staying on the line of scrimmage.
That's right. If we acknowledge that we're going to run a fake or do a different formation and run a certain type of play, that's going to happen. I have to put that with good verbiage and lingo.
You better write those down so you remember after tonight.
Well, I'm recording it actually, so
it's there forever.
Yeah, I just have to listen to us.
So, I want to segue real quick into like bad calls. I watched the Blues Sharks game last night.
Yeah,
game 3. It was a crazy game. Sharks came out early, got on top. Blues came back and scored 4. Sharks were down 4-2, tied it up in the last minute of the third period. Went to overtime. And in overtime, the Sharks had the forecheck going, and they're down in the blue zone. They get a shot on goal with a rebound. One of the Shark players falls down and blatantly hand passes the puck, which is illegal. If
You could catch the puck and
set
control it
down.
and set it down.
But you can't move it forward to a teammate.
Yeah.
So the guy's on his knees. He bats the puck across.
Was it intentional?
Intentional or not? You watch it in instant replay. The guy bats it across. It goes to one of the Shark players, who then passes it to the next guy who's camped out in front of the net and puts it home to win the game 5-4. So as soon as that happens, the Blues goalie goes apeshit. He comes out of the net and he's like, that's a hand pass. And in hockey, that's not reviewable. The refs get together, they confirm, and they say the goal's good. The Blues players lose their shit. The refs are skating towards the door, and one of the Blues players is right next to him. He takes his stick and swings full power into the glass, like motherfucking him. The goalie's behind him fucking throwing his stick. Dude, they were pissed.
Dude, I'm surprised that they didn't even hit him. That could have been...
That's how refs get beat up.
That's how refs get beat up. Dude, refs get beat up in, D-League games all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want... if you're like, hey, I'm going to be a D-League ref, you got to get through it quick. Because if you're like, oh, I did it for 5 years, you probably got beat up by once or twice.
At least.
Oh, you're going to make a bad call. But at the same time, those are the things we were talking about last episode with the human element.
Yeah.
But they should make it, there's certain things, certain parts. Because baseball is the first sport I think would be the closest to no referees needed. Or umpires.
Well, I would think the only way they replace an umpire in baseball is the home plate umpire for balls.
Only the home umpire. But there's a guy in between second and third.
Yeah, there's
first base referee.
There's first base, second, and third.
And a third, right.
So I would think the only thing that would get replaced would be the home umpire, just for balls and strikes.
But even the other ones, what would the other ones call?
Well, they're still calling outs at first, fair and foul balls. It would take too long.
You need a guy there. Well, I think the rule for the players is just play it through. Right? I don't see why calling balls and it would go faster, huh? But it's pretty fast how fast they show how fast the pitch went and where the ball showed up in the batter's box or strike area.
Yeah.
Strike zone.
Yeah. But to me, it's you still need the human element.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing is but baseball would be the closest.
Yeah.
Because football, you gotta control those motherfuckers. You gotta control.
You gotta have people out there.
But I think the most important referee, or that I think has the hardest, is a fighting or boxing official. Those guys are insane, bro. Do you remember Mills Lane?
They have possibly someone's life in their hands. If they don't stop the fight in time, someone could possibly seriously get hurt, right?
Yeah, and you got to know what you're doing out there.
Oh yeah.
You can't just be any fucking geek off the street.
You gotta be cool with the steel.
Handy.
Oh, regulators. You know what we're talking about, babe?
No.
That's all right. One day.
It could have been two things. I would have been happy with both answers. If you are listening to this episode and you knock down both of these answers, what Sean's quote was from Musically and in the cinema, we will give you a shout out on social media. No big deal.
No big deal.
We'll do that.
Hold my whistle Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Should I post your video?
We don't know if it's that.
I haven't even seen it.
It's probably not even that good. But
The cutest part is Lincoln. My turn.
Yeah, and then he wimped out.
And then he jumped out.
I know when my kid was like, no, I don't want to be cool like Uncle Sean and shock myself. That's funny.
So, last thing I really want to talk about.
Bring it up.
Saw it in the ticker this evening.
Dude, let's talk about it.
So, Patrick Peterson, 8-time All-Pro corner for the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, the spokesperson how bad is that to have a new quarterback in Arizona? Everyone's looking at your program. Everyone's looking at that franchise because you got the number one pick.
Yeah.
They made a huge move, getting rid of their old Rosen. Things are happening, and you get tested positive for PEDs.
6-game suspension.
That's big. I thought it would be 4.
No, it's 6 minimum. Fucking, you're the best covered corner in the game.
Well, this is my question to you. And it's happened a couple times in the league, and at first you think oh, he got caught, but guess what? Maybe I don't care, and maybe I'm giving my time to recover, And maybe I need a short season. Maybe I want my career to go 3-4 more years.
There's a lot of things that play into that.
I'll take a penalty and not get paid right now.
Especially in football. It's like, dude, you need that recovery time, which you don't get.
Right.
And
like, how long has he been in the league already? 9? 8?
Oh, longer than that. Maybe 10, 11.
Dude, come on. Take a third of a season off. Train, maybe I didn't do OTAs, and maybe I'm having, I'll train with the practice squad for 6 weeks.
Something. I mean, there's always something behind the scenes with the NFL players.
Yeah, guess what? I bet you the franchise ain't even that mad.
Oh, I'm sure they're pissed. You don't.
There's a different way to get a break besides taking drugs.
Well,
not in the NFL.
Not in the NFL.
At the end of the day,
if you're not playing,
because again,
somebody else is.
Look at Patrick Peterson is already the best, and he's never tested positive. I'm sure he's been tested. I think it's recovery.
Well, that's
Is this gonna hurt his chances to go in the Hall of Fame though? Like they're gonna see, he tests positive for drugs. Now he's not gonna go in the Hall of Fame. Like that's a big deal.
Well, it depends who you ask. Because sometimes you have these non-progressive thinkers.
That's a crazy question, though. Is Patrick Peterson? He's on the cusp.
Let's say if he was on track to go Hall of Fame.
Which
this
he
gonna
is.
Stop it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, off the field decisions. Did he kill somebody? Did he beat a woman? Did he do something
let's talk about Adrian Peterson. Is Adrian Peterson going to the Hall of Fame? T.O. made it. Randy Moss made it. Is Adrian Peterson he's been suspended for beating his kid.
It could blemish his resume, but I think as a body of work, fuck, AP's in.
AP's in. Right. I'm with you. I think he's one of the, in my book, the best I've ever seen. Really saw his whole career as AP. I tell people.
Yeah.
Like I know Barry and I know Walter, and I like them a lot. I like their game, but I didn't see them. Like I watched the AP play.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but that's a good question. Patrick Peterson is potentially on path. He is he's the face of a franchise.
Lockdown corner.
Already has amount of time. He's already played, like we're saying, 9-10 years. That's twice a career for some of these Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Yeah, does it blemish?
On your moral compass, maybe, but it's
not these days. I don't think. I think it's going to be more common.
Yeah, and it has to. I mean, so if I'm an NFL player, am I going to take the risk in using PEDs to recover, or am I going to get hooked on painkillers? At least one of them has an upside.
Right.
What's the upside? You get to rest?
No. The reason most guys take PEDs is for recovery.
Right.
It rebuilds your muscles
their
faster.
Injuries and everything.
And it helps you feel better.
It's not like you don't see young guys taking it and failing. Not very often. I'm sure there is, but
you can't sit there and look me in the face and say fucking 80% of the NFL isn't on some form
that's
of
how you
PED.
got into the NFL back in the day.
Exactly.
You do it in college. College, they don't. You do it. It's like, you do your drugs in college, and like again, I'm not going to mention any names, but even when at City College,
Yeah, well, nobody tests City
our
College.
stupid ass locker room, junior college, it was still not. It's not what it is now. I'm sure it's really nice now, but I would walk in that bitch. It was a pharmacy. I saw shoe boxes
full of shit,
dude. I saw what's it called? What's in the middle of your car?
center console.
Your center console full of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I was like, Chip. I'm like, what do you got in here? And so and it, some guys wanted to get juiced and big, but once you get to the science of it, even like if I ever thought about doing steroids, it wouldn't be to bulk up.
No, it's
there's
recovery.
There's recovery, weight loss. There's even getting cut. They have these steroids are like very specific.
Yeah, and the pharmaceutical game these days is far advanced of where it was in like the 80s.
Unless you were Barry Bonds
and
you were on the clear, because that's still the best.
Well, yeah, I mean, fucking HGH is a hell of a drug.
Oh, and like there's some certain testosterones out there that are like,
yeah, it's insane.
The game is stupid, and you hear about it, and I really don't look into it that much because I know you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you.
Right.
I'll tell you, like these guys.
You used to know by heart, like right now. How many different steroids can you list? Just go. List the steroids. Go.
Well, did you ever watch Pumping Iron?
Just start talking, Sean. Start listing because I want to be impressed.
Oh, you want to be impressed? Let's see. There's D-ball,
Uh-huh.
HGH, Testosterone, Clenbuterol.
It's gonna start getting deep.
There's a lot of alls, OLs. Let's see. I'm drawing a blank.
You are drawing a huge blank.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
was
All right.
impressed, Sean.
Sorry. Winstrel.
Winstrol, I know.
Horse stuff.
And you know what's crazy about this valley is that we have, was it Platinum Performance? And those are legal, like horse steroids or what?
I don't know. Those aren't steroids. Those are like vitamin. That's vitamin shit.
Yeah.
That's what a steroid user would say.
Yeah. But like now now it's the HGH game. Like because
Yeah.
they never tested for it,
Mhm.
and there was no real possible way like 10 years ago to track this down. You look at a guy like David Boston coming out of Ohio State. When he graduated college, he was like 6'3", 200 pounds. He wound up getting to like 6'6", 280, and he was still running like 4.5s.
What?
Yeah, he grew.
6 inches?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I'm doing steroids, babe.
Yeah,
Dude, they put steroids in your scalp if you want to grow hair.
yeah.
And freaking stem cells and tests. It's like, and they'll take it from your own body
Yeah.
and they'll just spin it in the machine. Like, why can't you take and enhance what's already in my body? It's like freaking, can you at least let the guys dope? Like cyclists do it all the time, and only fucking 2 get caught every year. And when you look at the fucking Tour de
And
France,
all his things taken away. All his.
yeah, guess what? People get caught every year still in that for the same thing, babe.
I'm sure.
Every year, they're doing the Tour de California right now. They keep doing it because it's the best way to do it. Oh, you're just a team member. You know what I mean? Like
Why would you risk getting everything taken away from you just to do steroids?
because you're not, because they, like, at the end of the day, those people just want you to win at that moment.
Why would you get Super
Look
Bowl
at you're
taken
gonna.
away? Why would you
They're
get
not gonna.
everything taken away?
No one's ever lost a Super Bowl.
You don't want that
You
stuff.
look at
You
the
know what I mean?
Lance
Why
is the
would you
biggest
take
loser
away
because it's an individual sport. Well, what's the? Because you're getting paid. Because the loss that you take in cheating, turning in a trophy, and saying that you're never, like, oh, they won't announce you as a Heisman Trophy winner or a Tour de France winner, is that you still got paid. I still made it to the league, and I still got all that Live Strong and Nike money. You know how much money? I don't care how much fines you paid. Lance is still living in Austin, Texas, which every American could live like a champ.
Well, we're still talking about him.
Well, he's one of the greatest American champions. Like,
He's doing drugs the whole time.
right, but at that moment, it was Ali, Jordan, Tiger, Lance.
Yeah.
It-
But the thing is drugs or no drugs, you still have to go out and perform.
Yeah.
And that's always my thing when it comes to when people talk about Barry Bonds. Oh, you use steroids. Yeah, but the dude walked like 400 times a year.
Yeah.
He only got to swing at like 15% of the pitches he saw,
And he was
still hitting 70 home runs.
and he's still winning Golden Gloves, playing
Yeah.
freaking left field.
Like in
He
baseball,
was running down balls.
in baseball, steroids don't make you hit.
It just makes you look good in a jersey.
Right.
you know
It
it.
doesn't make you hit harder.
Well, you'll hit. You have more.
I'll
You'll have
tell
more
you-
power, but you still have to be able to swing the bat and see the ball. And
You know
hit
what?
it.
And those are obvious things to say, but I'm gonna tell you what I think too. Baseball season is long. It probably gets you through the baseball season.
Oh, it has to.
It's just like we're saying.
162
The
games.
stamina. Oh, that's a lot of swings.
It's a
Even though
battle
Barry
of
walked all
attrition.
the time, that's a whole pitch count.
Yeah.
He probably looked at 15 pitches,
And you're still swinging.
and you're still swinging.
Then all your off day workouts and
and look, baseball is a sport where we're trained, at least here, like, you warm up, you stay warm. Baseball, you cool down, and all of a sudden you got to go up and be able to freaking swing at a 100-mile-per-hour ball, and you got to chase down every 5-6 minutes. You're just not warmed up. You're not building up a sweat unless you're pitching.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that could wear and tear on your body tough. And so maybe a little bit of sauce on your knees, muscles.
Something.
You know what I
And
mean?
That's why guys do it.
Yeah.
That's why guys do it.
It's because even still, like, and he's one of my favorite players, and I don't know if he did or didn't, and he's never tested positive. But I'm like, Albert Pujols had to have fucking stuck a needle in his ass one time.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
You know what I mean? It's like,
And I'm not saying probably in the earlier years. I'm
saying
saying
like in the last 5 years.
Oh, easily to still be playing
on
now.
that team.
Yeah,
that's so it's like it's there. I'm sure he's been tested at least 100 times.
Oh yeah,
at
easily.
least. Yeah, and what's crazy about the doping too, like with Lance, is like that wasn't like he didn't get caught for a while.
Yeah,
because they didn't know what to look for.
It's always after the fact.
Have you seen that movie Icarus? I think it's on Netflix, and it's a guy wanted to start a film on. I forget. I watched it a year or two ago, right when it first came out. But UCLA was involved, SC, and cycling in the Olympics. And I don't know if it was whatever the company was that tested for steroids, and it was this main guy in Russia for the whole Olympic committee, and he was like, "This is the only things we test for. So if you do this, you're good."
Yeah.
And he was the whole reason all the cycling thing got popped and everything, and other people, but he would be like, just do this. And he had a whole system for him. And so the guy did the movie, and he's like talking to the guy. They're FaceTiming like weekly, if not daily. And he's like, and it blows everything up. You should watch it, Icarus. I think you'll like it.
Huh.
It's literally like a needle as on the fucking advertisement.
I've seen
it's worth watching.
The picture.
The Russian dude he's like a devious, evil bad guy, and you just don't see like it's a good movie for a documentary even.
Yeah.
But I've never done steroids, so
I wish I had some so I'd feel better.
Dude, you're Florin.
No, it's just, dude.
Spring football on your feet, working. What's getting to you?
Everything. You were an athlete. You do sports.
Life. Oh, I swam today. I did good. I was surprised I swam as much as I did.
Yeah.
In half an hour, I did. I don't know how many meters, but 45. I didn't stop very often. Dude, had the goggles on. I walked out, walking out with the belly out, just like, hey, I'm about to hit some laps, old people. Stop doing your awkward aerobics. I'm jumping in this bitch.
Was there water left over?
Was there any spillover? I muffin topped the fucking pool. But Paul's on the end of his I'm talking third person.
Yeah, 3-month journey.
Dude. And I did freaking pause. I should have murdered this. I could have murdered it. But I'm right there, and I'm just doing my final little cut to make sure I'm at my 30 poundage. I'm already at 20. I've been at 25. I lost 25 pounds for the last couple weeks.
Month.
Yeah, I've been just stagnant, and
then I got candy for Easter.
Oh, Elise is a sweetheart when it comes to filling the snack box area.
She's just totally sabotaging you.
No, because at the same time she fills the veggie box. She fills. We fill up the fridge. We got kids. She's freaking creating milk out of her boobs every day, and I'm freaking working graveyard. She feeds us. You know what I mean? I don't.
Lincoln asked to nurse when he's going to sleep today. Lincoln asked.
Oh, how do you go to bed today?
Well, I slept with him, but he asked to nurse, and I said no.
What? You didn't give him mother's milk?
No.
He's 2.
I know.
That's weird.
I know. Put it in the bottle.
I asked for it. I can't do it. Like he was like, "Mama, booby, please." It's like, no, sorry.
You see,
I was like, you can hold my hand.
It's like steroids for babies, though. He hasn't had it in so long.
It's like the movie Grown Ups. How old's your son? Oh, he's 56 months.
Dude, but oh man,
yeah, no.
Mother's milk, the real steroids. Because I'll take some of that shit right now. You know what I mean?
Talk to my 18-pound 4-month-old.
The kid is fucking huge, bro.
Oh, speaking of your kid, did he lose his shit or what when we told him?
So this is how I know babies are clever. You know what I mean? They hear what we're saying and they get the mood. So, but when Lincoln was about Cruz's age, 4 or 5 months old, and you're coming over and visiting, and yeah, we look similar. I know that, and I'm uncomfortable with it. I definitely feel I have the edge on you, though, on all things, because that's who I am. But it definitely happened when Lincoln was about 5 months. You're holding him and you're being good Uncle Foy, and he looks at you and he's like, "You look like Dad." We had the same facial, like right now, right now. Yeah. We're like at medium beard, mustache, spring football, facial hair, right? And Lincoln looks at you, he's like, "I'm tripping out. You look like my dad, but you don't sound like a man." All right, and your beard's fucked up, and I feel a little closer to the ground. This is what Lincoln's feeling, and he's like, I'm freaked out. Starts crying. You know,
Today it happened.
today Uncle Sean comes over and we're doing a couple things. I don't know what's happening, but Sean walks into the living room and Cruz is there by himself in the swing, and you pick him up, and there's like a solid minute and a half of like.
It was like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay,
10 minutes.
yeah,
I'm getting Lincoln dressed.
we're watching the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm holding
Did you hold him the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time of the playoff game, and I'm like,
Then all of a sudden,
he just
Paolo
started.
has to ruin it.
I didn't ruin it. Cruz was locked into Sean. Cruz was like looking at him like.
But as soon as you said,
I said,
As soon as he said it, he started screaming.
right. He's like, he doesn't, and I think that's what it was. I said something, and he's like, that's my dad's voice.
this isn't
My dad.
My dad.
Ah!
Like,
Dude,
bloody
it's
murder.
probably the second worst I've ever heard him scream.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Easy.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, yeah, so.
So
I'm
not holding your kids.
I've
every day.
always, I feel like a bad parent that I fucked up my kid's head by having impersonators.
No, you just need to grow a different beard so my kids can tell you guys
My beard
apart.
is different. It's all grows in all shitty like.
Yeah, that's that part. That's not the difference between me and Sean, because my beard is way cooler than Sean's.
But my hair is way better up top.
I'll just say,
You guys get to choose the day you wear parrot gear, and that's how they can tell you apart.
Oh, I don't.
So that's never for Paolo, because
Yeah,
that's
Zach,
me every day.
Either of us.
Yeah,
Come on.
every day.
Oh, especially now we got the new hats already, pretty fresh. I love the camo hat. I love the all black pirate hat with the flag too. I mean the leather patch.
Yeah, that one's sick.
My dog kind of ate that one. I'm fucking pissed at Doniker so much. She ate my flip flop today. A fucking breast pump thing for Elise. And fucking like 2 weeks ago, she ate my fucking leather hat. Just the leather part too. The hat's okay. It's just a little dirty. I'm like, this bitch. It'll probably be cool at the end of the year when everyone's leather patch is fucked up. Everyone's leather patch is so fresh right now, and mine's all gnawed on. Looks like a piece of beef jerky.
That's shitty.
But hey, yeah, NBA playoffs. We got Girls World Cup happening in Brazil. No big deal.
Fucking
PGA. Brooks Koepka is leading in the PGA tournament right now. He was start on my starting lineup one time. He's my number one golfer.
Yeah, he is.
Top two.
Starting line for golfer?
I did during where's the it was
Fantasy golf?
U.S. Open. Where's the U.S. Open?
It's at Bethpage Black this year.
Bethpage Black.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Is
there fantasy golf?
Yes.
Yeah, you want?
Really?
We were supposed to do one.
We were.
Well, let's do it for when is Blackpage basketball happening? Soon, right?
I think it's U.S. Open.
U.S. Open, right? So it's at the end of the summer, right?
No, U.S. Open's in April. No, that's
because it was one of the first series we did. So it's probably got to be July, August.
Yeah, something like that.
So you want to let's talk. Say we're gonna set it up and never do it.
Yeah,
but I'm going Brooks
going.
Koepka, and my other golfer is the one that's married to the fucking pole vaulter, the guy with the flat bill hat.
Oh, Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler is my two guys. Ricky Fowler. I don't care. Tiger is 2 down, and they showed him in blue, and he looked horrible.
He's a
Tiger should wear orange.
I'll take Tiger. Just because that's the only golfer I know.
I've never seen Tiger wear orange.
Tiger should wear orange. But you know who does? Ricky Fowler.
That's true.
So we'll give it to Ricky.
Did you guys ever do that quiz that last time I was on? Quiz?
Don't mention things we haven't done.
Well, I don't know if
We didn't set up a basketball tournament. We didn't do any fantasy anything. We freaking were super
Sounds
late.
a good game.
Super late on the March Madness bracket.
It's okay, you guys have a lot going on.
We have a lot going. It's been let's have kids start a podcast and be super funny all the time. I just love
Football, graveyards.
And we're married. It's not like we're like single dudes. Like the main podcasters, very few of them are like we listen to Ross and he's married, but like is Joe Rogan married or any of the other dudes?
Not that I can.
It's not like any of the Barstool Sports guys. Like I know one
I'm sure
that's
they're
married and it
divorced.
was in trouble. Like his marriage was like in trouble. KFC.
Oh.
Yeah, like he got.
They just had a baby.
I think they got back together and had a baby. So that's the only thing that can make you like come back from like cheating on your wife is getting her pregnant.
Why are you taking a drink in that moment?
Oh, because I say the wrong things all the time.
All the time.
Hey, well, I'm sure this one isn't wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're out of. Sean is just filleted out on our sectional in the garage.
I'm fucking tired.
It's been a long day, so I'm gonna let you get out of here. We've been talking about the same old stuff. We're good. Second appearance on the show.
Yeah.
My wife Elise, thank you for coming.
Of course.
Yeah.
We were playing footsies the whole time.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
As she's drinking her nasty ass fucking.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. So we went to. It's my birthday this week.
Fucking 36.
We're throwing a shindig in the backyard.
So I got good bourbon.
At least
Costco.
it's Bullit. It's one of our favorites for many reasons.
Top 5.
It's a great everyday drinker. I don't think I'm gonna buy a bottle of Jack if I could buy this bottle of Bullit for the same price from Costco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we topped off that and we told Elise like we're drinking it straight. And hey, babe, do you want to get a Diet Coke or whatever? No, we're good.
Did you ask me to get a Diet Coke?
Yes, I did.
Oh. Sorry, I was nervous.
Like I said, but I'm learning that when you tell me no and I'm thinking about asking you something, I just have to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no reason, guys. Like I'm telling you this not because I did it. I'm doing it because I failed and I realized I failed. Even if you come to the point where you have to ask your wife a question, do you need or do you want something? The answer should always be yes. Even if she tells you no, just go and do it.
Thank you.
It's taken.
I'm proud of you right now.
Well, I'm almost at that moment. Look, Sean's just sitting back. He's like, Paolo, you're okay right now, but you could fuck yourself up if you say one wrong word. So
please continue.
Sean wants to see it so bad. You son of a gun. But yeah, hey. So just remember that.
So,
that's
anyways,
little tidbit.
I mixed.
Yeah.
I mixed what?
Green Gatorade with Bullit.
Captain Morgan.
No,
Oh, you went rum?
I went rum and Gatorade.
That's so sugary.
So gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I would have mixed.
I'm having a hard time finishing it.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
But she put it in a wine glass too, and she's swirling it. She's wafting the fucking green Gatorade.
I'm gonna do wine, and then I'm like, oh, there's rum.
Gatorade is never a good choice. Never mix Gatorade.
The only thing it goes with is vodka.
I've even.
It's too sugary.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't mix rum and Gatorade.
All right.
Let me tell you.
Just get your wife whatever you ask her, and don't drink rum and Gatorade.
Seriously.
It's my birthday. I'm 36. It's another episode of Hold My Whistle. I'm Paolo.
And I'm Foy.
Hit the music.
Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together